You in focus?
I think I'm in focus.
I'm holding the mic like this because your mic don't work.
Hello, hello.
Stereo. It's like Ace Ventura. Oh, oh, oh.
I'm going to have to find that clip now.
I know. I do it better.
You do that to me, just so I have to search for clips.
I know, I do like dropping the old clips in.
Anyway.
So, no luck finding them swans then. Let's get into it. Boop. So, no point showing you around the car park because half the cars are over the new unit anyway. So,
oh, cool.
Worth its weight in gold, that place. Tells you. We've got mix out, ready to get that finished off to go back because I think it's going to a new owner. So that's all right. The Skyline we'll get on with. Waiting for gearbox for a red one. Messets is in the workshop in a minute, so we can actually get under that and have a look around it. Because I think you'll like that. So that's having the full Dodson 1.7 kit. Wander on in, Davla. I didn't realise you're filming. Hi. Carl's putting together an old school S4. So this is a BBK engine, isn't it, this one? So he's done timing chains. So he's actually got a reason to be miserable today. What have we done? Timing chains, guides, all the seals, oil pump, loads of hoses are knackered. Just, yeah. But this is Ben's car, and this was one of the last cars he ever worked on with his granddad. So it's quite sentimental. So, well, that's cars, right? Me and you would look at it and go, why would you spend money on that? But cars are emotional.
They are.
So this is where everybody else would look at that and call him a raving lunatic. When you start putting sentimental value on a nuts, bolts, and rubber hoses. No? Is that all you've got to add?
I don't have any emotions, to be honest.
Right, okay. If it was a Honda, you would. You'd be sat there sporting a semi. I don't know why. Hondas are rubbish.
Sporting a semi.
Yeah. What is that out of? I heard that in something. Yeah. Yeah, like sporting a good winter jacket.
Yes.
No, sport a semi.
Or a fine tash.
Yeah, can't do that. Can't grow facial hair. So engine mounts. We haven't had heads off, have we? So we've done all the timing chains, all the guides, all the tensioners, all the chains, rocker cover seals, back timing cover seals, crank seals, both engine mounts, oil pump, oil pressure sender, and then we've had to spend a couple £100 on hoses because they're just made of blancmange. So yeah, done quite a bit on it. I think car's just getting it sorted to wash the rest of it because it's not a full engine rebuild. But it has challenged us at times, hasn't it, child? Rusty shit is what has challenged us. That's all right. Other than that, it wasn't too bad, was it? It's just like not what we're used to. Yeah, big job. Like RS6s, don't we, Carl? No. Then this is Messets. This is twin turbo R8, and the clutch decided to exit the gearbox.
Oh.
So if you go up a bit, can you see the hole?
Wow.
That is like taking a fine lady out, mate, and realising she's got a hole in her knickers. Because it shouldn't be there. And then the clutch basket splits, the rivet splits, and it just wipes everything out on the way out. So that has absolutely done the oil pump. So this is basically another gearbox we had. So we've rebuilt this with titanium bolt kit, uprated. So it's full Dodson 1.7 gear kit. Tie bolt kit. Wave track diff, Promax 10 plate, which Matt is in the middle of building. So we can come over and have a look if you want. Matt's having all the funds. So we have got inner and outer baskets, the main basket with a front cover, clutch plates, separator springs, another pack of clutch plates, like so.
Pretty comprehensive build, this one then.
Yeah, it's pretty handy. And then, because these boys like to be the king of Mexico, this is Ray's from Wrench, and he's pretty much having the same thing done for his car. So we hereby do not partake or condone racing in Mexico. But I think Mesa is kind of like...
Kingpin.
Yeah, he is like the Pablo of Mexico, isn't he?
He's quick.
And backs it up with the chat.
But if you can when you're the quickest, fair play to him.
Yeah. Because I said to him, I said, oh, come on, then we'll go to a track. And he's like, no, don't do that. But it's funny because I don't think many people get him because it's all tongue-in-cheek, isn't it? It's all like, he's like the Zlatan of illegal street racing. So it's all right. We'll get him sorted. But yeah, he come down. It is a nice car, to be fair. It's rare colour.
It's a lovely colour.
Yeah, it's a nice colour.
That's an Audi individual.
So, yeah. So,
It's a wrap.
not only, hey?
It's a wrap.
Is it wrapped?
Yeah.
Is it? I thought it was paint. I thought it was exclusive paint. Check you out. That's a wrap. Yeah. So, we'll be the fastest in Mexico because we're the fastest in Africa.
Yeah.
Because the Black Twin Turbo is in Africa. So, that won a race at the weekend. Yeah. We need one to go to the Penguins now, and we've got one in every continent. Genuinely have.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Don't mean anything, does it?
No.
Just something to say. No one cares. What else? That's about it in this corner, isn't it? Yeah. We'll leave that there. The McLaren is back up together and running. So we sent Leo a video this morning. No smoke. So it is, yeah, we'll finish off putting it back together and then it can go for, it can go on a dyno. So we've just got to tune it then.
Yeah.
But yeah, fired it up a couple of times and no smoke, no fire.
Hallelujah.
So, I know, it's all right. Mitch is on half days all week, so we get him to button that off, so that's all right. And then we have a new whipping boy. So this is Callum. He's come down to do a couple of days, get a feel for the place. So his uncle's a friend of mine, and he just wanted to spread his wings and try some stuff out. So I've got him working on rusty stuff. No. Well, rusty bolts, trying to take under tray off.
Yeah, just old T30s.
Yeah. Lots of T30s here, mate.
Yeah.
So you're doing a front rad. That's all right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, this is where your employer finds out you're here and you get fired.
Yeah, just one. Don't send them the link.
No. If you're from such and such place, don't tell him I was here. We won't say where he's from. That's about it, I think, innit? Anything else tickles your fancy? The bike's down here.
You've got a new tool here.
I got a new trolley jack. Yeah, my crack dealer turned up Friday, Jason from Snap-on, and said, oh, I got one of these on a van. And we're just doing a load of gearboxes now, and that one I've got down there is starting to feel the strain, bless it. So we bought a Gucci one.
It's done all right.
Yeah. And then what else has happened? We spent most of the day Saturday over the new unit. So I've started pulling all the old alarm out, loads of network cable out, loads of electrics that were in the wrong place and stuff. So that's fine. We've had a couple of Sparkies in to price up. I've had a quote back for the airline, so that's fine. That's a friend of a customer's. That's been sorted. And then Coops knows someone who thinks can move the mez to build the engine room, so that'll be all right. Snap-on are coming in Wednesday because we're going to order 2 more ramps. So if anyone from Snap-on is watching, Jason's tried really hard, but come on, get on a sponsorship deal.
It couldn't be any better, could it?
No, they
Perfect
get,
environment.
yeah, that's it. Put more ramps in, so we get 2 more of these. So we'll have 4 high lift and then 2 of my 2 posters because they're all right. They do a job. I hate the fact that the cables, they're underslung cables. If you look at the floor on these, the cables go over the top, so getting trolley jacks in that is easy peasy, whereas the ones behind you, the cables run under across the floor. Yeah.
Which is a faff. You won't hear me at all, so I'll just shut up.
No.
It's a faff when you're pushing a car that's dead.
Yeah. And if you're doing RS6s, you've got to get the RS6 on the ramp right, because otherwise you won't get the stands underneath the gearbox to drop the engine out. I don't know.
I don't know.
First world problems. So yeah, I'll put formal ramps in. That's fine.
So a few people have asked about seeing updates on the new building.
Yeah, we can wander over in a bit if you want.
Yeah.
And film some bits. I think Kate's here, so we can take her over. Yeah, someone called me misogynistic to my wife. I'm not misogynistic because she says I'm not allowed to be. If anyone thinks I disrespect my wife, I need a fucking head examining.
Listen, tongue-in-cheek is the name of the day here,
Yeah.
isn't it? People don't understand that.
Yep, there's a reason the Queen's the most powerful piece on a chessboard.
Enough said.
Are we just leaving it there, are we?
I don't know, it could spark a rant.
No, it's not going to, because that one will. Yeah, what else? Callum's got alpaca hair, although he found that funny. That is funny. I need to change my sunglasses. They're Tom Cruise Ray-Bans. How were they ever out of fashion?
Timeless classic.
I know. What else did we have?
It's all this month.
It is positive, but you obviously get the odd dickhead here and there. Yeah. The one that really went off was when I said I didn't want to pay £1 million for an electrician. And then someone went off going, oh, you just want everything for free. I'm like, no, that's not what I said at all. And this is today's problem with people. They got to learn to listen. And yeah, exactly. It was all taken out of context, and then like 10 people went off on it. So I just sat there and stirred the pot for a while. Never mind. Can't argue stupid.
It's very true.
Can't argue stupid. But yeah, so it's all right. So we've had some quotes in to do that. We've got some questions somewhere, I think, haven't we?
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Should we get them?
Yeah, let's go with questions.
Right then.
Question time.
Question time in the office.
I know. We got the right ones this time. We didn't do the wrong ones, did we? So, Tom Ferris. Is the Skoda originally a TSI 2-litre 280? Is there a rough price to get the same 500 horsepower out of it? Yeah, I think it is. Is it 260, I think? But yeah, drop us an email and we'll chat to you about prices. But essentially it's turbo intake, intercooler, exhaust, and then calibration. So yeah, we can run through that if you want to do it to yours. User YE4 blah 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 blah. Ricky, talking about your race rage. I was in with some newbies back in the 70s, not being counted in a race. Was basically testing my bike for a national race. Was lapping a back marker who knew I was coming and ran me off in a kitty litter at Druids. Went to sort him out in the paddock only to find my missus pinned him up against the wall, giving him verbal assault. Left her to it as she was doing a great job and a red mist subside. He later turned up and apologised. You never get on the wrong side of her, and we're somehow still married for 50 plus years. I wonder if you're still married because you're too scared to tell her you don't want to be anymore. Alpina Paul. You need something like a Jones & Shipman 540 surface grinder for the shims. A small, compact, old-school grinder. We're a family precision engineering company, and we use one for that kind of thing. We've just ground some hardened shims for a friend with a Triumph Stag, and also a Borazon wheel rather than a grip wheel for repeatability. I agree, I need to look into one of these. I don't want a massive machine, but I also need to find someone who can sell me it, rather than buying some worn out something on eBay. So yeah, I'll look into that, mate. Thank you. But that's something I did have in mind, to be fair, because the McLaren is running. It's up and running now. So LUZ ZV6PQ. I know you just did the Rants, but the turnstile type Q took me straight back to an incident at Co-op long ago. I walked into my local just for milk, grabbed a bottle, walked straight to the counter. The lad there spoke to me like a dog, saying I had to walk up and down 2 aisles to come back through the queue system to come to the counter, which I was already stood at. I turned round, confirmed the shop was empty, and I hadn't cut anyone up before my miss literally boiled over. The pressure release valve being my mouth. He got one of the fruitiest, most colourful rants I've ever given. I actually invented at least 4 new colours for him, to which I don't think he said a word back. I'd used that shop for 4 years. Always was very polite to everyone there. I am now banned. Yeah, that's kind of a... But this is the problem, right? this is the problem where everyone is nice, everyone puts up with everything, everyone gives everything a mile, and then when you do blow your pop, it's like ridiculous. You go nuclear, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's no like warning shot. You just literally go all World War II on
0
it.
to 60 very quickly.
Yeah. And I do that a lot. Not a lot, but I do that. ALJA. The key story reminded me one of my funniest moments. Repeatedly woken up at 6 a.m. by a lorry driver arriving illegally early to the building site 50 metres away and leaving his engine running outside my house. He gave me 2 fingers when I told him rather directly to turn it off. He then left the cab and went to the site gates. So I popped out, turned his lorry off, took the keys and chucked them over the railway He went mad, tried to fight me, and I just laughed at him. Yeah, that's kind of something I would do. So that is a good way of fixing it as well. And what crime is that? Could you get in trouble for that?
I don't know.
You just go, I didn't throw anything. It's not on camera.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how that would sit. Code Ski 9144. Mate, keep the vids coming. Been watching while recovering from cancer and having immunotherapy. All clear now. That's great news, by the way. That is good news. So hope the recovery's going well, mate. Been great to watch. As for tossers that don't thank you, I get Tourette's and wind the window down and shout a lot. Had a bloke waving his arms round the other week. Told him if I got out there'd be bother. He accepted my invite. Anyway, once a 6'7", 19 stone bloke got out, changed my mind and did one. We'll see you next time when you're at Cadwell. Yeah, that kind of would probably put me back in my box because I'm only little. I do think a lot of there is definitely more bark than bite to this doggy. Neil Hudson, the over parking and not saying thank you for giving way in a road are my biggest rage raisers. For parking, I do what Ricky does: park a Rizzler off their car. Yeah, hopefully their driver's side. Basic courtesy and politeness in this shared world goes a long way. I'll happily join the people standing up for courtesy group. Really enjoy the general content and updates. Fault finding is excellent viewing. Yeah, I think that's it. I think everyone can have a bad day. Everyone can say something they don't mean to. But basic decency, basic manners. I think that's please and thank yous. I think it goes a long way. I teach my kids that. You know, and so when people don't reciprocate it, it takes a second. So, yeah, it does my head in. Zhead, hi Kate. Get well soon. Hey Ricky, with regards to your compressor, a screw compressor is the way to go. May I suggest an air receiver as well? Would also run a ring main air line around the workshop in 2 to 3 inch with drop and isolators. If you're using air tools with fly leads, consider air fuses as well. It's like you knew exactly what I had planned. So we've had a client of mine's got a friend who runs an air business. They sell air. And it's the same thing. So it's an algae screw compressor, 5 kilowatt screw compressor, 270 litre tank with a ring main and drops, with a receiver and a dryer. Receiver dryer? Yeah. So that'll be all right. It'd be quite good. I've just got to pay for it. We don't really use air tools, but we do use a lot of air, especially when we're blowing stuff. The Aqua Blaster uses air. So, yeah, I hate the sound of air tools, so we use a lot of battery tools. But if I'm doing it, I want to do it right. Stevie GTR 52, a YouTuber called Jack builds it, is rebuilding a Noble in the States. You have lots of chassis parts, contact him. You never know, as he's in with Tavrish, Matt Armstrong, might do you some good. Yeah, I do know about him. I know Tavrish basically gave him his old cars, didn't he? The first thing I've got to do, my suspension and everything sorted. I got nitrons to go in it. The chassis arms have all been done. The first thing I've got to do, mate, is just sort of chassis. And at the minute, until I get over the other side, I'm not getting too hung up on it. So I've found one. I'm just waiting for the guy to tell me how much he wants for it. And he runs a business as well. He's just a busy bee. So, yeah, we'll get it sorted. A load of numbers. Name ideas, the regulators. Yeah, no, intro music could be Warren G.
Oh, it could be. Good luck getting that licensed.
Yeah, I know. He's Dr. Dre's cousin or something, isn't he?
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Lee Davis, you should call the group Manners Cost You Nothing. So Lee, picks up, Lee runs a recovery van at the club I race with. And 9 times out of 10, you get your bike out of the van, it's more damaged than when it goes in there, because Lee thinks he's Ayrton Senna. he took George's dad round at Cadwell, and yeah, Neil's like a lifelong builder, hard as nails, and he comes back and he was like, he thought he was going to die, so that's quite funny. But yeah. Good old Taff. Caravans and Life. Only subscribed a few weeks ago and love the channel. Being 52, I completely agree with the Rants. And the name for the vigilante channel, Poo Fighters.
Poo Fighters.
I like that, that's good. Yeah. Darren Wheatley. Way back in 95 at Pembury, apparently the home of Welsh motorsport, I had a bit of race red mist, racing trucks, and to this day there's a picture of the outcome still above the circuit bar of 2 destroyed trucks. No way that is not you in mid-flight. The truck was the Printer's Devil, which would features in Max Power when Graham Steed from Max Power did a few co-drive races at Brands and Donny. Dav may remember from the Max Power days. They were the competition, mate. We can't say Max Power around Dav. Look at the Spanish F1 when Stroll drove into Hamilton and Leclerc did the same as well in free practice. Road rage at their level. Think the new channel idea is great. You could call it Karmalante, taking Karma obviously and Vigilante and combining them, or Karma Reaper, R-E-P. I love your comment and find myself laughing and nodding my head in agreement. I have to say I think you should run for PM or join forces with old Nige. Oh no. No, as the two of you would be unstoppable, and just think you would get great advertising. The party has business name. Reform. Oh, fucking hell, here we go.
I see what we did there.
Yeah. Oh, and by my way, my best lap time of Brands was a 62.5, but that's in a 6-ton, 14 litre diesel tractor unit with 950 horsepower, limited to 100 mile an hour. That's a lap time, that much. A minute 2 in a truck. Honestly, there's people who race bikes that can't do that.
The truck racing is pretty spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it? I know that. I know the photo he's on about it as well, in a bar at Pembury.
Yeah.
Be a great place to go if it weren't for the fact that the guy who ran it was an absolute bell. John Gale. Great honest content. You would love it here in Germany where you never get thanked for letting someone through. I tend to try diplomacy over here, but they haven't cottoned on yet. I agree to politeness where due and have raised my kids accordingly, but they have also seen me sticking up for them many a time. After all, if nobody stands up to these wide boys, then how do you know that it isn't okay to be cheeky to others and disrespectful? Your group of Rightful and Justice should be named on a Batman theme. Go Atham City or Pow Punch Gotham. I don't think you can have violence in your name. Other ideas. The Gentleman. Stand up for your rights, sir. Watch out, I do like to have a rant. Over 40, but don't even think about it. I'm not a 40, mate. I'm 24. I just suffered the anniversary of my 24th birthday. Quote Victor Meldrew. Don't even think about it. Keep up the honest content and good luck with the new premises. Yeah, I think I would struggle if people didn't use manners. But like I said, like I've been to countries where they are just fucking rude. So this is a good one, this. Tim Oust 1207 FBP.
FBP?
Fixing broken people.
Oh, there we go.
That is a good one, that is.
Wouldn't take a lot of redesign for the logo.
No. Get the still. I haven't got it today. Where did I? Oh, I went to Sienna Sports Day the other day, and I realised I was wearing an FBS shirt. So I had to change.
Yeah, I've worn one to school as well, and had to cover it up.
Yeah.
So, Dad, you can't wear that.
Alan Molly, Mr. Hughes. I hope you and him can get together and do something mad. The group should be called Take No Bollocks. Who's Mr. Hughes? H-E-W-E-S. I don't know. Raised Against the Idiots. And we need a rant corner. We do. That's Andy Walsh. Free stuff, a skip full of cash would be nice. And then 6969 Coxies, no time for knobheads. I kind of like that.
That's quite good.
I like the way that everybody's on the same page as me.
Yep.
That someone did complain the other day that the fact that I do this winds them up.
Yeah.
But then what you don't see on camera is I then have to do this.
Ferreting behind the bin.
Yeah, and then put it in the bin.
There you go. You need to tune your shutter, it's a bit slow.
Carbon's flyer.
Ah, the lights.
Ah, yes, I turned everything off, didn't I? So Callum and Kate painted in here, and then started to move everything so Di and Stu could get it out, and then we started stripping bits off. So the old alarm is gone, because obviously we'll put a new alarm in. So you can see some bits where it needs touching up. So all the wiring for the old alarm is gone. That black cable there runs around the outside and then across that ceiling, and that was for the outside rear lights, but it wasn't in very good. So I've taken that out, and that's isolated. The emergency lighting gave me electric shock because it wasn't on a, it's wired into a weird socket. It's not wired into the emergency lights on the board, or it's not labeled right, so that's where the master's off. So I threw the master, we got that down. Yeah, so electrics need testing really, because what's on the board and what it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to have a chat with them about that. And yeah, that is about it. It's painted, top's done, and then we've started to do the top above look.
Oh yeah, there we go. Up there.
There's just a few bits and pieces we're going to need to touch in where I've pulled the wires out, like you can see.
Yep.
So yeah, it's okay. It's all right,
yeah.
I think. Yeah, just lots of, because we were here, look. Sorry. And you could see like, that comes out of there. Don't know what that does, because it isn't labelled up on the board. And then like this one, that's the shutter, but then they've spurred off into that. And that does those lights when I turn it on. Yeah, so you can see like where it just, that's the shutter key, but it like spurs in and out of here, so I don't know, it comes across to that box, through to the shop lights, that's the trip for the shop lights.
Yep.
But they'll come down. So you can see where like bits and pieces have been added on. So we need to go through it really.
Yes, indeed.
It needs testing, because it says it was tested 23rd of the 2nd, 2024. Not having it. It's not right.
No.
Because when I threw the emergency light, where is it? This one, I think it was. Well, it doesn't even say emergency lights.
It's not very
Shutter,
well.
fire alarm. Yeah. It just needs testing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to say to them, I want that doing before we take it on properly, because the other side of it as well is we need the electrician to come in and put extras in, but I'm not having anyone touch it until that's, because that's existing. So when I take the lease on, that needs to be right.
Yeah.
So I just want someone to test that before I add anything to it, because that's where you start to get, like buying a house, you need that line in the sand to go, right, that's it. When someone comes in then and touches it and adds on, then I know it's my problem. But at the minute, I just need to know what's what. Because anything red is a fire alarm, that's fine. But then like, that's spurred at the top. But then it's, yeah, broken light. What's that? That goes up over the top and then back down in here.
Yeah.
So, just need someone to come in who does it for a living and go, right, that's that, that's that, that's that. Relabel everything. Every circuit's tested, and then I just know everything's right then.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's fine if I get a buzz, but if one of the guys working for me does, then it's major. So like, apparently that's for the oven. Like,
Lots of randomness.
yeah. So I just switched everything off, and then we can strip it back and then start again, and then work from there. But it'll be all right. It'll be right. So yeah, it'd be good.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right. We could show you the painting in here, but it's a
The
bit,
lights are off.
it's a bit dark.
Yeah.
But
It's painted.
I can assure you it's been painted.
It's white. Yeah.
It's nicely painted.
Yeah. So started to, like, I've gone through, oh God alive, man. Because what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4 this side and 4 that side.
Yeah.
It's not tied in anywhere.
Nope, nothing's tied to the blockwork or anything else. So you need to be able to come out.
Well, essentially what you would do is you pull the stairs out and pull the bridge MAHA out, so it's completely free.
Yeah.
Strip it so it's bare.
Yeah. Or just take the ceiling from underneath it. That's
Yeah.
it. Like, all the cables running into it obviously need to be,
Yeah. Bring them out.
but yeah, you could easily.
Right. Have a chat with Paul.
What's
Messi.
What's the potential plan then, mate?
Well, I got a friend, Paul, who I race with, and he runs a company called Specialist Lifting, and they lift things for a living, and he does all sorts. He lifts like really expensive pianos, safes, all sorts, all done weird and wonderful things. He's turned a building round at a lake. So like what Sam just said now, if we could lift it and put all 8 legs on dollies, we could slide the mez out and move the mez down.
That would be good.
And then essentially, Sam, I imagine essentially, and you start with, you cut this end to size, slide it in the gap.
Take it down there and then just
Yeah.
take back the flooring and the purlins to the point that you want it, and then cut it. So pre-drill the holes for the steels ready, take one out, put it in the new hole,
Yeah.
and then cut the end off. And then again, it's just supporting that bit you're cutting.
Yeah. Because what they've done here, look, is they've literally just gone around the corners. So if we brought the far floorboards up
Yeah.
and then get that gap right for the bottom, then you can essentially just slide it in
Yeah, do that.
and then put flooring back up.
So it would be entirely doable.
I'll have a chat with Messi.
Oh, just
It's not what you know, so you know.
Go on in.
So my friend Paul Messenger, who runs Specialist Lifting, I just spoke to him now, and he's like, yeah, done loads of them. So he can move it in one.
Happy days.
So yeah, they, like I said, he moves all sorts. The stories he's come out of stuff he's moved is mental. So it's really, really specialist stuff. And he's like, yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do this, and we'll move it out of the way. So hopefully we can move it in one. So that'll be all right.
Wait for
So he
a
said
call.
he'll come down this week.
Wait for a cool video.
That'll be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Pushing the mez.
Yeah.
So that'll be all right. We obviously just need to get a lot of stuff prepped and out of the way before we could do it.
Yeah.
So we shall figure that out, Davlar.
Right then.
Right. That is lunchtime.